Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Harold, EJ's butler, had called to inquire about Gabi's condition and stopped the call at the hospital. After exiting the elevator, Holly hurried over to EJ. She gave him a hug and said she was glad he was all right. After being moved by Holly's embrace, EJ inquired as to whether it implied forgiveness for him. With a chuckle, Holly explained that she wasn't over EJ's secrecy regarding Jude just because she hadn't wanted him blown to bits. EJ acknowledged this and said he still felt bad about some of his decisions. Holly could identify having made her fair share of desperate mistakes. When she learned the truth about Eric, she praised EJ for being a listening ear. Holly asked EJ what he was doing to put Brady in jail because they were talking about drunk driving. Holly became enraged and urged that Brady make the payment when EJ informed her that he had insufficient evidence to prosecute Brady. Holly might be projecting her emotions over Eric and Daniel onto Brady and Sarah, EJ hinted to her. Holly said that she had transferred part of her resentment toward Eric to Brady. She was furious at the idea that Eric and Brady would get away with what they had done. She believed that Eric had nearly gotten a slap on the wrist and that as a result, he was able to enjoy his best life with her mother. Holly once more volunteered to assist EJ in gathering information against Brady, but he thought it would be preferable to defer to the police in conducting the inquiry. EJ said that he shared Holly's desire for justice, referring to them as kindred spirits in that regard. Holly nodded, said yes, and walked out. EJ later criticized someone at the police station over the phone for not being able to present a strong enough case against Brady. EJ hung up, sighing that Holly could probably handle things more skillfully than the police. Admire B&B, Days, General Hospital, or other soap operas. Participate in the discussion on our SC boards. To interact with fans and start a conversation right now, click this link. Holly received a second phone message from a shirtless Tate at John and Marlena's house. When he heard a knock on the door, he hung up the phone, pleading with her to give him another chance. Tate looked for Holly when he opened the door, but Sophia was there. She gave him a heartfelt thank you look before presenting him with a bag of food she had brought. Tate ate the dinner later and thanked Sophia, clearly grateful. Tate was somewhat aback to discover that Sophia had noticed that he had always ordered the same dish, barbecue sliders, at the bistro. Tate seemed a little flustered when she responded that she had observed everything about him. Furthermore, Sophia clarified that Holly had been freezing him out, so she had wanted to help. Tate spoke up for Holly, saying that she had a lot on her plate. Sophia expressed sympathy for Holly and acknowledged her desire to support her buddy. She gave Tate a shoulder rub and said she sympathized with him. Tate was inundated with compliments from Sophia about his wonderful traits, and she claimed that she would never take him for granted if she had a great person like him. As Tate accepted the compliments, a knock on the door broke the moment. It was Holly, who gave off an uneasy vibe upon seeing Tate and a beaming Sophia together. Tate assured Holly that nothing had happened, and Sophia said she had come to see how Tate was doing. Holly jokingly thanked Sophia for her care, but she was no longer able to push her because she had a shift at the bistro. Holly went to Tate and apologized for the way she had treated him, literally pushing Sophia out the door. But Holly withdrew and abruptly said she had to go to the bathroom when Tate hugged and accepted her apologies. Holly avoided Tate and headed into Brady's bedroom, where she started going through his stuff. She moved to open a briefcase that caught her eye. Tate entered the room and asked Holly what she was doing as she struggled with the case. Eric met Brady at the bar. Eric clarified that he had recently wrapped up a photo session. Brady informed Eric about Ava's attack and mentioned that he had wanted to see how she was doing. Brady explained that they had become friends during one of his outings, while Eric was unaware that he was Ava's friend. Brady regretted hurting Sarah again and said he wished he had listened to Ava that evening regarding alcohol. Brady was sitting at a table with Eric, and Eric was telling Brady not to be so hard on himself. Brady shot back, sarcastically, saying that he could not just forget he'd crippled a young mother. He reported that Xander had threatened him with a baseball bat to an astonished Eric. Brady continued by saying that Fiona, Xander's mother, had stopped him. Brady maintained that he had earned Xander's wrath, but Eric questioned why he had not made an attempt to stop Xander. Eric begged Brady once more to forgive himself, explaining that Brady was a good man who had been fighting a medical condition. Fiona stopped Xander, and Eric was grateful, but he was confused because she didn't know Brady. Eric's eyes grew wide as Brady said that he and Fiona had known each other in the biblical sense. Brady clarified that he had been drinking at the time and not Fiona, and he had only later realized how similar they were. Brady revealed that he had carried on the affair even after learning that Fiona was Xander's mother, to which Eric sneered. Claiming that nothing kills a new romance faster than crippling your lover's daughter-in-law, Brady was adamant that the relationship was done. Brady wanted to shift the conversation, so he inquired about Eric's appointment with Holly. Eric retorted that Tate, Brady's kid, had already told Holly the truth about Daniel. Brady apologized to Holly for how she had learned of it, but he urged Eric to stay in touch with her. EJ went into the pub after Brady left for an AA meeting and saw Eric. He approached the table and started joking about Holly and Eric after learning of Eric's involvement in Daniel's demise. Eric just replied that even if things were difficult between him and Holly, he would not give up on her. Holly would probably never trust Nicole or Eric again, EJ mocked. Then EJ implied that since Holly had no one else to turn to for support, he would keep giving her a shoulder. Xander carried a recalcitrant Sarah to the bed in their bedroom at the Kiriakis' estate. She reprimanded Xander for preventing her from getting up from the chair and onto the bed. According to Xander, he desired to dote on Sarah. She retorted that he could swear not to pursue Brady ever again if he really wanted to calm her down. Sarah cried out that she didn't want justice, despite Xander's insistence that she should have it. Sarah restated her desire for Xander and herself to concentrate on Victoria and adjusting to their new situation. She told Xander that she was anxious because of his personal grudge against Brady. For her own sake, not Brady's, she needed Xander to forgive Brady. Xander would do all in his power to support Sarah and Victoria, but he would not pardon his nephew. A phone message for Xander cut short Sarah's attempt to get a promise from him over Brady. Xander pretended to be in a Titan meeting as he checked his phone. Given the late hour, Sarah was dubious, but Xander assured her he would not be going back to confront Brady. After giving Sarah a kiss and leaving, Xander advised her to focus on her physical therapy during his absence. Sarah watched warily and suspiciously. Paul Telfer's character Xander has a gun. Paul Telfer's character Xander has a gun. Xander encountered a stranger in the park who told him about a mystery task. After the man produced a gun and gave it to Xander, the two agreed that the plan for Brady was still on. Brady would never know what had struck him, the man declared. Maggie thanked Fiona for inviting her to dinner at the bistro. During their conversation regarding Xander and Sarah, Fiona said she had wanted to let Maggie know why Xander was angry with her before Maggie learned of it from someone else. After giving a brief account of how she had first met Brady in the town, Fiona gradually came to admit, "I slept with the man who crippled your daughter." Maggie was surprised. Maggie was baffled as to why Fiona had misled her about her acquaintanceship with Brady. Although Fiona acknowledged that the scenario had been awkward, she emphasized that she and Brady had initially been unaware of their familial relationship. Fiona asserted that the relationship had terminated when Maggie asked her directly. The hit-and-run was deemed unconscionable by her. Fiona revealed that she had held back because she didn't want to jeopardize her tenuous connection with Xander. Maggie asked Xander if he had ever heard of Fiona and Brady. Fiona admitted that her kid had been really distressed after she had told him the truth. She gave Maggie a shocking discovery when she revealed that Xander had used a bat to attack Brady, hinting that something good had come from her admission. Maggie was relieved that Brady had not been harmed by Xander. She opened up, saying that even though she was upset with Brady, she still loved him and thought of him as family. Maggie expressed her gratitude to Fiona for all of her assistance to the family. Grinning, she expressed how much she valued their friendship with Fiona. Maggie bid Fiona farewell after the two ladies exchanged heartfelt embraces. Fiona watched Maggie go, looking guilty. Later, while wearing her waitress uniform, Sophia went up to Fiona's table and inquired as to if she needed anything else. Fiona placed a cocktail and cheesecake order. Fiona regarded the drink that Sophia had brought her, then took a big gulp. Maggie brought Sarah some supper when she returned to the mansion. When she noticed her daughter's bed was vacant, she became perplexed. Back at the park, Sarah unexpectedly rolled up in her wheelchair, taking Xander by surprise. The business meeting had to have been cancelled, she remarked cynically, before revealing that she had asked their driver to go with Xander. Sarah insisted on finding out what her spouse was concealing.